Hello there, and welcome to the second edition of John's Sports Shoes. Wasn't quite sure what I was going to call this series, but it just seemed a very simple option. Anyhow, I'll move along straight away and get into it. What is today's shoe? And yesterday we had a very colourful box, which was based on the Marvel Comics. Today we've got one of the more plain boxes of all the shoes I've got, and you won't be able to see, it's just basically mostly cardboard, just very simple graphics, Nike basketball, the detail, there's a player signature there because it is the Nike Zoom KD12, Kevin Durant's signature shoe. Now the only sort of, you can see it, that's on there. Kevin Durant 12th edition for the 2019 to 2020 season. The only thing on the box that's a little bit unusual, which the lighting isn't going to really show, is there's a gigantic swoosh on the top here, which I'll show you in an overlay, is basically perforated. Lots of little dots making up a gigantic swoosh, which also goes onto the edge of the lid here. So that's the only really outstanding thing about the box. It's very, very basic. Now there's a particular colour of the shoe that I'm going to show today, and this is an edition I haven't worn yet, though I have worn others, which is the 90s Kid edition. I read a piece online, people saying they weren't entirely sure why it was called the 90s Kid. I think we know why it's called the 90s Kid, because Kevin Durant was a 90s kid. However, what I mean by that is, how does this particular style and colour represent the 90s? Well, if you don't like holes, look away. But honestly, I think it's this part, because this part reminds me of the titles of Saved by the Bell and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and the sort of jazzy, colourful sort of shapes and things. The rest of it, there's the neon green, which is a bit like, if you remember the World League of American Football, the Orlando Thunder had a similar colour to this, because they were obviously around in the 90s, but I can see the point that it's not a specific thing to the 90s, but I enjoy it. I'm going to go now into some of the items of the shoe. So first of all, we've got what is basically like a textile upper. It's kind of meshy material, but you'll see if you look closely enough, and again I'll get a better shot, you see these fine wires, which of course is fly wire, which is used in many Nike shoes for stability, particularly basketball, to sort of give it's like a suspension bridge effect, or what you do with the wired glass, so that the glass doesn't shatter, they put wire in the middle. It's kind of a similar effect, but to have some sort of structure to the mesh, so it's not just floppy. But as you can see here, the wires in this aren't just in one direction like they would normally be. Of course, as it says on here, which you won't be able to read, but I'll show another picture again, it's what they call quad axial flywire for multi-directional dynamic containment. Which I thought is they've all point it out with a sort of more clearer sort of window onto it, which is quite funny. But I enjoy it. And in keeping with the box, where it has a perforated sort of swoosh, they've got a dotted swoosh on here. But apart from that, you see there's this whole extra section. It's got KD's logo, on the other side the swoosh. And if you see here, this is quite, I don't know what type of paper, it's like, feels like crinkly paper, but it's more solid than that. Obviously you can hear it crinkle. It's very crinkly paper, and it says 12th edition, basically what it says on the box, Kevin waiting to your aunt. Yeah, very crinkly. I don't know what it is or what it's made from. And again, there's this pattern of holes which carries on onto the see-through sole. You can see the inner sole in the sort of carrier foam here with there's got the perforations in like Swiss cheese, and then you can see through the hole there's a Zoom Air unit there in the heel. Now there's also more Zoom Air in the forefoot which you can't really see, although you can see the colour of it through the holes. Now there's a very specific thing about the Air unit in this shoe, and that is that it is very special, and that is because it sits right under your foot. If I explain, most shoes have what they call a strobel board, or a strobel board, which sits between your foot and the actual sole, sort of up, it's obviously up in here somewhere. Basically, it's between your foot and the actual sort of foam and air unit and the actual sole. This one doesn't have one, so your foot sits directly on the air units and the foam. And what that actually seems to do is to give you a very, very squishy, cushiony feeling. But I actually say I've played badminton not in these particular pair, but another pair of KD12s, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. It seems to be a lot of energy return when you're coming off the ball of your foot and you're pressing on that Zoom Air unit. You're getting a lot of energy return and a lot of cushioning, so it's really, really good in that respect. And I would highly recommend these. These are probably my favourite shoe to actually do sports in from 2019, so I'd highly recommend it. Oh, I've just noticed something else. There's that crinkly paper is also on the tongue, and the tongue itself is kind of got that dot effect again, but it's sort of like recessed little dots we might be able to see there. And again, I'll take a better look at this in more detail in a second. But yeah, highly recommended shoe. Well, I think that about wraps it up for the KD12 90s Kid edition, and I'll hope to see you very soon with another video. Thank you very much.